to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good couple of weeks of trading. Markets have been kind of down, but there's not much you can do right now. The Fed did increase the interest rates by 0.75, and so um, that was kind of up from what was expected originally. It was 0.50, and now they did go up to 0.75 on it. So markets uh, the day before, when the news came out that they were going to do that, it took a big dive, and then the day of, it wasn't too terrible. So, but let's go ahead and look at our portfolio and just kind of jump into that. Here's our portfolio. As you can see here, we do have Moderna listed on top, just trying to keep up with how Moderna does compared to Novavax. But Novavax was our biggest holding. I did sell a bunch of that Friday and it had this good day, 6%. I did sell a bunch of it just to build up some cash. I will buy it right back. I'm assuming it will dip, hopefully, before the FDA news comes out. But let's take a look at okay, so here's the 5-day chart for last week. And of course, the markets were closed today. And you can see here, we did have a good little pop beginning of the week. And then it got sold off real quick, and actually made a new low down in this area here. New low, I think, what was that? Well, it's actually lower than 36. I know it was lower than 36, but oh, back here's the low. So that was beginning of the week. So when we hit the real low, I think it was in the third. It did go below that 35, but hit it again here and came up again. So as it came up, I did sell at 40 and 41 on Friday. I'm going to try to buy that back at 39 or 38, hopefully. And then I can put a little extra cash on the sideline by doing that. Just hope the news doesn't come out until I get a chance to get a little dip on it. We'll see how the market opens up in the morning. Maybe it'll open up down a little bit and I can buy that back pretty quick. Don't like being out of it like I am in case that news comes out. But you can see here, Novavax compared to the markets, the NASDAQ down here was -2 for a 5-day period. It looks like it did have a little gain here, about 10%, and Moderna was about 9%. So it's for the last 5 days. Now, if we do a month chart, so we can get that to pop up for us. But here's Novavax down here. The candles are Novavax, and you can see here, Novavax is way down here for the month, 31%. And you got Moderna's down 15.5%, and the market itself is down 6.52. So Novavax really doing poorly compared to even Moderna and the market itself. But that's the way it acts. I mean, when it gets hit, big time. And then when it goes up much faster too. You can see how much higher it was in the market this week compared to Novavax here at 10%. The market was down, or just about flat. So it is that way. That's the way it acts. But anytime this market's going down, Novavax is going with it, it seems. Anytime Moderna goes down, Novavax is usually going with it as well. So that's just something we're not going to get around right now. And hopefully hopefully can get this week. My plan is, again, to get back into it and park a little bit more cash on the sideline, being the difference between what I sold out and what I can get it back at. So that's what I'm hoping for. So think about it this way. I mean, if you had 1,000 shares and you sold them at $40 a piece, and you're able to buy those back at $38, then you that's $2,000 that you can park on the side. So okay, so that's kind of my way of thinking, is trying to park cash on the side. And the reason I'm trying to do that is I am a retired person, and that's like cash flow. So if you can do that, that's like cash flow. Of course, it can backfire on you, So you got to be careful with that. But if you can put that cash down, on the side by making these trades, that's like cash flow. So you'll still have the same number of shares, but you got back in at a cheaper rate. So even though these trades I'm making, uh, they're 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 showing up as realized losses. Okay, just because of when I bought them previously. So that's why I'm trying to keep the same number of shares at all times, uh, as I do these trades, because I want to keep the same number of shares. Because when this thing goes up, I want to have the same number of shares I've had pretty much this whole time. Okay, so I'm just trying to get in and out real quick, and just trying to again make a few bucks on a trade and park that on the side. So that's kind of living money. So you're not taking away from any of your shares. Okay, you're not selling you're selling shares, but you're getting them back at a cheaper price, even though you're taking a realized loss on them. You're still maintaining that share count, which means really you haven't sold anything, even though you did get some money on the sideline. So hope that made sense. Uh, it's just it's a way to generate cash while these markets are going down. If you can catch these dips, you can generate cash by maintaining your share count. So that's what I'm trying. Hopefully we'll be able to make that trade. I've done it a couple times this year, so uh, that's the game plan, and I'm gonna stick to it. So Novavax again is just kind of waiting still on the FDA news. Uh, they did have they got the recommendation for approval, uh, and that was a good thing. But then they had some uh, more manufacturing data the FDA had requested, and so it's not like Novavax, handed them new data right there, short time frame. It was something that was requested in a short time frame, so that's not good. I'm not pleased with the FDA and the way they do their business. I think really they are showing some favorites here. That's just me. But we'll see how that goes the rest of the year. But you can see we had a pretty good green day on Friday, but they're few and far between, and they really don't make up for um, anything really over the time period that we've been dealing with here. And this CLSD did have a good 5 day period, but take a look at the month. I'm sure it's down, and you can tell it is. So this is where all of them's been for the last month, including the markets. It's just a rough period of time to be in the markets, and not much you can do about it. There's just not much you can do about it. You just keep on keeping on, and you know, Bitcoin's gotten crushed. Take a look at it. Um, I do hold some Bitcoin. It's gotten crushed as well. Everything there's nowhere to hide right now. You can see just in the 5 day period, it fell from 22 to 20. It actually got way down here to what 18 or 17 something. I never thought I'd see it there again, but yeah, 17.8. So in the month, you can see where we're way up here in the 30s, 31, and we get all the way down to that 17. That's quite a drop. Well, but it is getting clobbered. So again, I don't know anywhere you can hide right now, maybe besides cash. And of course, the danger with staying all in cash, of course, with the way it's gone down, you look like a genius. But when this market turns, it can turn quick, and you'll miss some big days if you're not in the market. So, Hut, again, a Bitcoin miner, it's going to be the same deal. We're going to see a down slope. There's a little bit of a slope for the week, and then if you go for the month, you can see you got quite the drop off there. We've gone from 260 something all the way down to 160. So ugly, ugly, ugly. Everything is ugly. That's just where we're at in this market right now. Not much you can do. Not much you can do. But hold tight. I mean, that's the way it goes. Sometimes we've been spoiled. Uh, NVTA's pretty flat for the 5 day period, but you can see the drop off here. They're going to all look like that. They're going to, every one of those charts are going to look like that. I don't think we even bother looking at it anymore. It's just a little depressing when you do. So, um, these are tough times. These are tough times, and the market does this to you every once in a while. So, trying to figure out when to go all in, and it's usually if you're like me, you buy before the bottom gets here, and of course you always sell before the top gets there. So, I wish I could time it perfect, and boy, you'd have a lot more money if you could time these things perfect. But it's all good. The market trend will be up before it's over with. I'm looking for November. Maybe the election time is going to kind of change the way the market's looking at everything. So it may be rough until that point, and that's going to only change if we change from the Democrats to the Republicans. And I know you may have some Democrats on here, and that's fine, but that's what the market's going to look for. I promise you, that's going to move the market up if we change from the House and the Senate. Uh, so I'm definitely pulling for that. I want to see us get this thing turned around before too many people get just crushed. And there's a lot of people. I know people that's been wanting to retire, and now they're questioning whether they will or not because what's happened to their 401ks. So, and I'm already retired, and but I have no plans on going back to work. But you never know. Never say never, right? But we're going to hang in there. We're going to keep doing the things that we've done for since 1999. We've been through this. I've been through it probably 4 or 5 times now. This is probably one of the worst that I've seen, and but I do expect it to turn around just like the rest of them. It is no fun, none whatsoever. So hang in there. Um, if you do have cash and you've got plenty available and you can start investing, it's always good to be investing when this thing's down like it is right now. So, all right, well, hang in there and have a great trading week. Thanks. Bye.